What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be talking about the best abilities to run if you run a zone coverage. Cover 3, cover 4, and cover 2. Those are pretty much the main coverages. We're not going to be talking about a cover 6, cover 9. Just the 3 basically main coverages. We're going to talk about the best ability combinations you could run with this to just kind of make it, have the highest success rate. First coverage we're going to talk about is cover 4. Now, usually what I run for the most part, cover 4 quarters and Tampa 2. Those are like the main coverage that I run. I don't really run cover 3 a whole lot. It's very rarely that I do it. For the most part, that's kind of what I'm running. Like I said, we're going to start off with cover 4 quarters. So for cover 4 quarters, your safety position, the abilities that you're pretty much the ability you're gonna want on him for the most part is mid zone KO. A lot of deep in zone KO. A lot of people, the name of the ability and what it says it does sounds like it's gonna be really good and what it's made for. But the problem is, it's the worst KO in the game. It doesn't work. It's not good. You're gonna want to go mid zone KO because your safety is gonna be on those quarters, especially if you're bringing the safeties down and bringing everybody down. It's gonna be really good because really how the KO abilities work this year, it doesn't matter what zone you actually put the guy on. It's where the guy is at on the field. So for example, let's say I put my slot corner or my safety on a curl flat, right? And let's say he's kind of like the curl flat's playing kind of like a little bit on the hash towards the middle of the field a little bit. Mid zone KO would light up on him just because that's where he's at on the field. Another example is, let's say I put a 25 or a 30-yard cloud flat out there, right? You would think, okay, that's supposed to be flat zone KO because he's on a flat. No, deep out zone KO would light up if he gets like 25, 30 yards downfield because that's where he's at on the field. So it doesn't matter what zone you have out there to try to get an ability to light up. The ability's going to light up just depending on where he's at on the field. Like I was saying though, deep in zone KO, this ability right here, it just doesn't really work. I would not put it on anybody. Mid zone KO is the ability you're going to want to put on your safeties for basically, like I said, cover 4 quarters. Now, I have mid zone KO and deep out zone KO on both my safeties because sometimes, like I said, I run cover 4 quarters and sometimes I run in Tampa 2. So depending on what I'm in, it's just better for me to have both those abilities out there. But if you're primarily just the guy that runs cover 4 quarters, mid zone KO is what you're going to want on the safeties. Now for your outside corners, I'm going to say this now. Deep out zone KO, you're going to want to put this on no matter what coverage is. I don't care if you're in Tampa 2, cover 4, cover 3. You're going to want to put this out there. And the reason why, and like I said, this is for zone coverage. So we're not talking about man KOs. We're only talking about zone coverage KOs. Deep out zone KO is basically how you stop ags. It's going to stop guys from just trying to throw streaks on you and things like that. And the best way to take advantage of this ability, deep out zone KO, is 1, do not click on, let your defender make the play. And if you're one of those people that go into the coaching adjustments and put play ball on, you might want to take that off, because let's say you let the AI go make the play, he's going to try to go fight for the ball instead of letting his KO make the play. And let's say when he goes fight for the ball to try to go get the pick, he's going to get mossed because KO is going to, glitched out and it's not going to work. So just leave all that on default and let the AI make the play with deep out zone KO, because pretty much most of the time, he's going to break that thing up. Yeah, deep out zone KO needs to be on both of your outside corners for any zone coverage. Tampa 2, cover 4, cover 3. All of that. No matter what, that needs to be on. But definitely for cover 4 though and cover 3 primarily, you definitely need it on. Tampa 2, you need it on because even when the cloud flag gets farther back, this thing will still light up. It's just a great way to stop ags. For your slot corner, I would go with flat zone KO. Now remember, I'm talking about a cover 4 defense. We're talking about cover 4. I would go flat zone KO just because your slot corner, at least my slot corner, he's either on 3 things. He's on a blitz, he's on some type of flat, or he's manned up. Now, I don't actually run flat zone KO. I run deep route KO because a lot of times, like I said, my slide is either manned up, he's in a flat, like a very hard type flat, or he's getting blitzed. So I'd rather go deep route KO on him just for me, because I do a lot of exotic things on defense just for the basics of this, like the defense. If you run a cover 4 quarters, I would go flat zone KO. It's very good. Now for your linebackers or whoever you have in the box, if you got safeties at linebackers or actual linebackers, I'll be honest, I actually don't run any type of KO on them in any of these coverages. Like literally I just have lurker on them, and if I had extra AP to put on them, I would honestly go with secure tacklers. But since we're talking about KOs, if you want to go overboard and put them on, I would once again probably go, I would probably go mid zone KO, just because they're playing in the middle Well, I would say this: whoever the guy that you use the most, I would go mid zone KO for him. And then the other linebacker that you don't really use as much, I would go with flat zone KO for him. That's how I would kind of do that for cover 4. We're going to talk about Tampa 2, cover 2, basically. You know, it's cloud flats. You got 2 safety shell, basically that. For this defense, your safeties are going to definitely need to have deep out zone KO. And like I said before, I run this and mid zone KO because I run cover 4 and Tampa 2 mostly. But if you're a guy that just mostly runs Tampa 2, deep out zone KO, basically you're going to want this on both the safeties and both your outside corners. Since you're running Tampa 2, you're also going to want to put flat zone KO on your corners. So basically, if you like I said, if you mostly play Tampa 2, if you want, instead of putting the mid zone KO on the safeties, just run the deep out zone on them. And then on your outside corners, put deep out zone and also put flat zone KO on both your outside guys. If you really do play Tampa 2 a lot, that's what I would do. For your slot corner, this is up to you. You know, because if you're in Tampa 2, mostly by default, he's on a hook curl. If that's the case, if you just run at default like that, then I would just run mid zone KO on him. But if you like to make adjustments, so sometimes you put him on like a purple, like a curl flat, then I would put flat zone KO on him. And like I said, I run deep route corner on my slot just because that's what I do. So I don't know, that one's kind of just, it's really that the slot corner one is just debatable. It's up to you. Now, talking about cover 3, I'll say this first: if your main coverage that you're running is cover 3, that's a problem. I'm gonna say that is a problem because cover 3 is it's just very, very easy to beat it. So first thing I'm gonna say is let's run a lot less cover 3. But if you really do run it, I guess safety wise, the best thing to go with for you honestly might be deep in zone KO, just because now that's depending on who you're putting the safety on the inside third is. Whoever your safety is that's literally sitting in the middle of the field, you would want to put a deep in zone KO on him and probably also deep out zone KO. I would put both of those on him. Your other safety that is not on the inside third or basically playing in the middle of the field, the safety that's on the curl flat, the purple, that's the guy you want to put flat zone KO on, whoever that is. For both your outside corners, you're going to want to put deep out zone KO. That's pretty much all you need to put on them, just because, you know, they're just going to be on outside thirds. Obviously, there's other abilities like pick artists and other stuff, but just KO-wise, that's it for the outside guys. Your slot corner, once again, it's kind of debatable because it just depends what you do. If your slot corner is in, you know, a yellow, a hook curl, just go with mid-zone. If you're putting your slot corner in some type of curl flat, or maybe you're even doing crazy man coverage adjustments, then if you're making some kind of crazy man coverage adjustments, I would just put deep route KO on them. If he's getting put in a purple, just go a curl flat. And if you're just leaving him in a hook curl, then just put a mid-zone KO on him. That's basically how I'd run cover 3. But like I said, I don't run cover 3 a lot just because it's just very easy to beat it. If you guys have any questions about coverages or abilities and things like that, just let me know down in the comments. And if you guys want me to do, I guess, more gameplay breakdowns where we go into practice and kind of talk about these abilities and just, you know, kind of show how to get the best out of them, let me know too, because I could do a lot more videos like this, because I do got a lot of free games to give out that I feel like I don't do enough. So if you guys want more videos where I go into practice and break things down, drop a like. That'll let me know that you guys want that. But that is pretty much going to do it though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.